Hello, and welcome to Framingham State University. This is a tutorial on how to access and complete the Residence Life housing application for new first-year students. Prior to accessing the application, be sure that you have obtained your username and password from the Framingham State University admissions office, as well as your enrollment checklist. Once you have done these, follow the checklist until you have reached the housing portal. Once you are on the screen, please scroll down until you see the words "Log in with your FSU credentials," and then click Framingham Student SSO Login. Once logged in, click on the Apply for Housing button. Next, click on the button that says Start Application. Next, click on the Apply button of the associated term for which you want on-campus housing. Please note that you can always log out and come back to this page, so be sure to click on the Continue button next to the same term to ensure that you are accessing the correct application. You'll see now that you have reached the Welcome page. Be sure to read all information here. Once you have read everything here, go ahead and click Save and Continue. Next, for student information. Verify that all directory information is accurate. Add a preferred name if desired. Scroll past the home address information. Verify any mailing address information. Be sure to report any inaccuracies to our admissions office. There is also an About Me section where you can provide a brief description of yourself that can be made viewable to others during the roommate search results. Feel free to write something about your interests and/or your major. When you are through with this page, click Save and Continue. On this next page, please fill out all emergency and missing persons contact information. When you are through with this page, click Save and Continue. Next is the Medical Information and Accommodations section. If you are requesting a housing accommodation for disability and/or medical reasons, check the box at the top of the page. Please list any and all medications and allergies you may have. You can specifically check off boxes labeled for cat and dog allergies here as well. Lastly, once you have entered and verified all of your information, click on Save and Continue. If you check the box requesting a housing accommodation, then this section will appear. This part of the housing application is where you can notify the Office of Residence Life if you have any disability and/or medical accommodation requests. Be sure to contact Tanya Millette with any accommodations request. Her contact information can be found in the Disability Access Services section in the CASA link available on this screen. Once you are finished with this page, please click Save and Continue. If you did not check the box requesting a housing accommodation, then you will be able to bypass this section and be prompted to the meal selection page. It is required of each resident student to have a meal plan. Prior to selecting a meal plan, the Office of Residence Life suggests that you review all meal plan pricing information by visiting the Framingham State University dining website. Once you have selected a meal plan, go ahead and click Save and Continue. The next page contains the Residence Hall License Agreement. Be sure to thoroughly review the terms and conditions of the Residence Hall License Agreement, and once you have done this, enter your student ID number at the bottom of the screen to sign the agreement and click Save and Continue. Please note, if you are under 18, you will have to fill out an under 18 Residence Hall License Agreement located at the last page of the license agreement document. This must also be signed by the student's parent and/or guardian. This can be done so by downloading the document, signing it, and sending it to residencelife@framingham.edu. The next section is for our living learning communities. You can check off at this screen if you are interested in living in a living learning community, and then click Save and Continue. On this Preferences page, you will see a description of each of the living learning communities offered, and then at the bottom of the screen, you will find an Add button, which after clicking will prompt you to select your preferences in order of rank. You can select between one and all four LLCs for preferences. Once you've completed your selections, please click Save and Continue. On this page, you can list your room preferences by adding the residence hall as well as the room type that you are interested in. You must select at least 2 unique buildings and 4 choices total. Once you have done so, please click Save and Continue. On the other Housing Preferences page, you can check if you are interested in full academic year housing, aka vacation break housing, gender-inclusive housing, and/or quiet floor housing. Please click Save and Continue when you are finished. The next section of the housing application is an optional step where a student can create a roommate group with friends. The first person of the roommate group will create the group. In order to create a group, click on the Create Group button. Then provide a group name and password, and then confirm the password. Be sure once you've completed this step that you only tell your group members about these login credentials. Once you've finished, click Save Group. The other group members will be able to click the Join Group button and then enter the correct group name and password in order to join the group. Once you are finished with either creating or joining a group, go ahead and click Save and Continue. The application status page will confirm the date that you have completed the housing application. Click on Continue. Congratulations! Your Framingham State University housing application is complete. You will be able to come back to this portal at a later date to select your room. There will be another tutorial video demonstrating how to go through the selection process. Once again, congratulations on completing your housing application, and on behalf of the Office of Residence Life, we are pleased to have you join our Framingham State University community. Welcome to the Framley.